understanding life pattern. When we talk about understanding life pattern, what does that mean? Let's first of all explain the word pattern. I believe some of us who are listening to me should also take notes and also be dropping important points here. Drop important points on the comment section, so those who join later can follow through. Is that okay? All right, beautiful. Understanding life pattern. First of all, let's ask ourselves, pattern, what does it mean? Pattern is a set of sequence of activities that follows themselves in an orderly manner. A pattern is simply a set of activities arranged in sequence. They follow each other periodically. They follow each other periodically. That means there is a form of repetition after a particular point. Do you get it now? So pattern is a form of repeated activities in sequence by time interval. That means, let's say it's just like your wall clock that has an alarm set in it. At a particular time, you've given it the command that it should ring. So it becomes a pattern. Do you understand me? So that's what it is. Now, life generally is actually structured by pattern. We have seasons, we have time, we have seasons. Every season you see in life is by pattern. Everything is by pattern. So when you look at it very clear, at the moment of January, there is an expectation of the Harmattan, and then later on you have the rain, you got summer and all the stuff like that. It continues. It's a pattern. Like day and night is also a pattern. At a particular time, you have day. At a particular time, you have night. It all rotates within a time frame. It all rotates within a time interval. That's when we talk about, that's what pattern simply means. You understand me? Now, if everything in life is based on a pattern, businesses are built based on pattern. Continuous transactions, buy and sell continuously. You understand me? Now, there is also a season for a particular business to be productive. That is for you to make sales, just like harvest. There's a time for harvest and stuff like that. Everything is by pattern. It has its pattern. Do you understand me? Research and study. In fact, if you ask me, what truly is research? Research is simply seeking for pattern. That's, in fact, I wouldn't be wrong to say that all forms of research is actually to identify a consistency, identify a statistical data that is based on a pattern. Do you understand me? That is it. So when you do a research, you're trying to carry out something. You want to understand the pattern, the modus operandi of a particular specimen or act or activity or personality. Research is should I say the word? Research is an intellectual or conscious intellectual effort to understand the repetitions, the pattern, how a thing happens or works. I could say that should be research. So life in itself, for example, the life you and I live is in pattern. Now, the human life is of two forms or two levels. Number one, we have the secular life and you have the linear life, based on time frame. The secular time and the linear time. Why are we using the word time? You cannot talk about pattern. For pattern to be discussed, two things play a very great role. The two major pillars or indices of pattern is the activity and the timing. The activity and the time. The activity and the time. Do you understand me? Then the secondary factors that needs to be considered will be the medium of execution. The medium that has to do with environmental influence and every other thing and stuff like that. These are other external things, but the major basic things are the time frame, the time within this thing happens, and what is this thing that happened. That's the activity in itself. These two things are the major pillars in understanding pattern. Are we together? Now, so if that be the basic pillar that helps to understand human pattern, now you now understand that as a human being, as this life we are living has two forms of time intervals. One, we have the linear time interval, and then you have the secular time interval.